Now, of course, right now, I walk now to my guest, Lamek. Nataka kuuliza Lamek. Of course, Lamek is on the father. Lamek amekaa huko left extreme. Now, of course, yeye ndio Secretary General. Alikuwa head of delegation of the Kenyan team that went to Cairo to beat the African continent. Thank you very much, Lamek Wafula, for coming. Na pia tuko na Obi Eno, the coach of the skating team in the country. Lamek, baba, ulisikia baba amesema sijui watu watembee na hiyo ni nini hiyo? Wewe ndio unajua baba vizuri alikuwa anamaanisha nini?
Mimi nafikiria hiyo ndio transformer. Nyingine si transformer.
Baba is always adding. Yeye ndio patron wa Gor Mahia. Karibuni sana gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have you. Let's just go quickly. It was not easy to get 40 gold medals. Lamek, let me start with you in Cairo with the problems that you had. How did you manage to overcome that?
Well, we thank God. It did not happen easily. It was a big challenge. We went under duress. Definitely, we were under a lot of pressure. Fast to go, but we had to win. You know, when you go under such pressure and you don't win, you come back here dejected. You possibly won't be even welcome home. So the idea was, come on, ignore all this and win. That's the only security we have for us to go back home.
I remember before you traveled, we were supposed to meet, but I'm sure ulikuwa busy, ukitafuta pesa. Ulipata pesa yote ya kuwa facilitate kutoka kwa Ministry of Sports? I know you are frustrated by the Ministry of Sports. And of course, for the last 1 week and a half, I've been criticizing the Ministry of Sports, and I still do it. And I hope you will back me up.
Well, the ministry is a partner that we work with very closely. I want to say very proudly that as skating, they're the ones who took us to China last year. And that was the first time ever we took our team out of this country, sponsored by the government, by the ministry. And so we have a very close working relationship. We went ahead to do a proposal this year after our qualifiers, and they wrote to us. They responded to us very officially and said, we are unable to facilitate your team to Egypt this year because of reasons. And they gave us reasons that were very valid. They are working to develop a facility for us in Kasarani so that we have a ring for us to use. So when they wrote to us like that, we understood. But they also asked us to look for alternative sources of sponsorship. And that's what we were doing all the time since that letter came to us. Mm-hmm. Well, it's clear that we didn't receive any resources, therefore, from the government, from the ministry. And we didn't receive it from any sponsor by the time we traveled, except Nairobi Sports House, who gave us the kits, our official kind of kits for us to travel with. And so we looked very beautiful out there.
You did. I don't know, Chege, you have my still pictures. They should be coming. And of course, also Sonko gave you some kits.
Oh, yes. And yeah, that was the biggest sponsor. Mm. Our biggest sponsor was actually the governor of Nairobi, His Excellency Mike Mbuvi Sonko. He heard our plight. Actually, when we left here, he wasn't in the country. He was out of the country. I think he was in Dubai or someplace. And we looked for him. We didn't find him. We looked for everybody else. We didn't find. We traveled basically to go. After tickets, we took tickets on credit from an agency. And we thank God for the agency, Zipjo. They are the ones who listened to our plight and say, okay, go with these tickets. You pay when you come back. So we took them for 16 members of our delegation and went. We carried some money just to be able to eat. We were not even able to register for the event. We simply went and talked to the secretariat and told them, hey, please allow us to participate in this event. Our team is ready. We went for accommodation. They gave us a facility. They took guarantee. We said, when we finish this event, it will be paid. It was by faith. Tony, it was by faith.
Indeed, by faith.
Yes.
Bringing in the coach, how much faith did the players have? I mean, to beat big. I mean, I'm sure they had that spirit to win, despite. I'm sure you cushioned them against what was happening. Lamek was dealing with the problems. I'm sure the players were cushioned. They have high spirits. Njenga captain ako hapa nyuma. Njenga ulifanya kazi poa. I can imagine that they're also still in high spirits. What did you do to the team? What did you give them?
Yeah. Before then, we learned. Last year, the African Championships, Benin was the one leading. And being a guy from West Africa and also a champion in the sport, I know how my guys, they normally do their races. So I decided, okay, we're going to start training before this event. We started our training 8 months before the event. So it was a huge preparation, 4 times a week, 3 hours a day for training. And we were just training and waiting to see what will happen. So during the last minute, we were told there is no money. But we had one thing, the faith that we had. We knew if we managed to go to Egypt and we come back, there will be differences with our problems. And that is how we tried. The first day of play was very difficult for us. When we turned in for the second day changed everything. The second day we had 11 gold medals. I couldn't believe it myself. And I said, well, this is a way forward for the team.
And they're young, and they're so young. I can imagine. I mean, they were very highly motivated. I mean, we have young people winning silver. It was the best exposure. And of course, your team will grow. And it has people who have definitely learned that gold medals need to be won. And they're in this team.
Yes.
So most definitely. And of course, Lamek, as you can see, those are the ones that Sonko gave you. What is wrong with, is there something wrong in the Ministry of Sports? Is there something wrong in the federations? What is missing? What is the missing link in terms of how we're supposed to fund our federations to not to have such embarrassing situations?
Well, I would not be very well placed in terms of talking about the ministry. I think mine would be to talk about the link between ourselves as federations. One, the challenge we've had was, as a federation, we didn't even have a valid registration. It took long to get our certificate of registration. That certificate is the one that allows us to open a bank account, and that's by that bank account, then we can go out legally as an entity to institutions to source for financing. But again, that's one thing. Number two, we need to perform first if any sponsor would come our way. Performance. Two, structures and order, so that we are organized enough for people to trust us that this case we can invest, because indeed it's an investment. Corporates will not come our way until they see, one, success, because this is somebody to really align with, and two, that they are organized enough we can trust them with our resources. We've had that challenge because we did not have a certificate, so we had not set up structures. And many federations are having that challenge. I'm sure the tribunals have a lot of people going there lining up to do things like that. But those are distractions again. Okay. So luckily for us, I think we want to say, we thank God we have received our certificate of registration. Very good. We are in a quick step to now establish the structures, including fundraising mechanisms that will grow continuously, looking to the future, so that we do not want to keep fighting, but we want to put our skater, our sports person ahead. Let them stay in the field, practicing, training, and participating in events. Because that's, now, something else I wanted to mention is that we have the World Roller Games coming next year. If we did not go to Egypt this year and win the way we are, people in this country would not know that there's a national team in skating in this country. People think skating is for fun out there on the streets. But today, as we speak, people can see the colors of the nation, courtesy of the skating team. We only took a team of 11. We could have taken 30 if we had the capacity. We did not have any capacity whatsoever. Most definitely. We want to build that capacity by establishing our own fundraising mechanisms, but with structures.
Very true. Yes. Quickly, Obi, in 10 seconds, what are your next games that you're planning, or you're giving what are you planning? Are you planning a bash for them, celebrations, or we are going into preparation for the next event in 10 seconds?
Yeah, we are preparing, we're resuming our training after 1 week. This week will for all TV interviews and relaxation. Then next week we are preparing ourselves for the upcoming events. We want to prepare ahead of time. That's the only way I can feel very, very secure with the team.
Most definitely. Obi Eno, head coach, or should I say coach?
Head coach.
Or the head manager of the Kenya national skating team. They went to Cairo with limited resources. They came back with 20 gold medals. if they sold those medals along their way coming to Kenya, so wangekuwa na hiyo marupurupu wamerudisha, but they brought those gold medals to Kenya. The Minister of Sports, I'm sure you're listening to me. Thank you very much, Lamek Wafula. This team is the team that you, as a corporate, you should be able to invest in. Definitely, they'll carry your brand with so much diligence and commitment. Thank you, gentlemen, for a good job. And Jenga, penye huko ulikuwa unafaa kuja kwa interview, but pole, unatu-watch. Next time, of course, we'll be planning ukuja hapa. Thank you, Rose Karogi, is the Vice President of the Federation in the country, and also Mike. Mike is, thank you for facilitating this particular interview. Quickly, kwa hii swali niliwapatia, muonyeshe nataka kupatia nani jazi leo. I want to give out these jerseys. The questions should be coming on air right now. Duncan Kipiegon, akosiji wapi. Of course, answer in Liverpool. Nilikuwa nauliza wapi hiyo game itachezewa wapi, ni Liverpool. Kenny Ligaye amesema ako Embakasi. Black Omena amesema sijui ako pande gani. Serikal Kerugoya, DJ Antique amesema iko Liverpool. Mraji Mwenda, Sam Ndungu, thank you so much. So let me read the winners of this particular show. Lazima nisikize. So mtu wangu anaitwa, kama unajulikana kama Black Omena, you win one of the jerseys that are on their way. Alafu kuna mtu mwingine hapa anajiitwa kama Opta Abel ama Abel. Kujeni mchukue jazi zenyu. This is K24 Sports Hub. My name is Tony Kwalanda. Good afternoon. Thank you very much.